It's Astrology Roast. I think it needs to sound like a shitty intro, like a funny shitty intro.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Astrology Roast. My name's Karen.
My name is Etai, and we're here.
We sure are, and we're always super happy to be with you again for another episode of this humble little podcast that we host. So Etai, talk to me. What's been happening? How was your week? What's the goss? What's the cool jams?
It is Scorpio season, so everything feels so intense. The love, the sexual energy, the lies and the plots and everything.
Okay.
But I was yesterday...
The lies and the plots.
The lies and
What lies and plots, anyway?
My life is very complicated. I have a Aquarius dad news that I can't share yet on the podcast, but This is a little teaser about something that's happening with my Aquarius dad that you've heard a lot about on this podcast, and probably in the next few weeks I will be able to also share that on the podcast as well. So that's just a little teaser. Stay tuned. I went to R&B Fridays yesterday on a Saturday, which caused a little bit of confusion, but basically R&B Fridays is this event in Melbourne that happens once a year when they bring R&B artists to Melbourne, and there's a huge show and it's like 8 hours and every artist come up and does a little bit of a set, and then there's an interval with the DJ, so it's like a 9-hour party.
Wow.
And it was just heaven because everyone was wearing Adidas, everyone was wearing leopard print, and anyone that would know the first thing about me is that give me an Adidas tracksuit and I'll be a happy person. So,
and we've said before on our previous podcast, Etai, you are a man, so it's not like Adidas and hoop earrings vibe.
It was just, I was wearing my black t-shirt with an Adidas, with a gold Adidas, like the emblem. And I was so happy, and I just realized I'm like such a compliant crowd member, like very cooperative. When the Fat Man Scoop was like, if you got a $50 bill, put your hands up, and I'm like immediately like look for money, put it up. I always scream when they say like, where are my ladies at? I scream for the lady, I scream for the guys. I just cooperate whatever they want.
That's awesome, because of some of these stars, like they're huge celebrities like Salt and Pepper, Fat Man Scoop, Trey Songz. But like some of them, I think they might be feeling a little bit washed up because they're not really part of the discourse at the moment. So you're really giving them a lot by putting your hands up and waving your hands in the air like you just don't care.
I know.
When you do care.
And I was super cooperative, and it goes against my Aries rebellious nature. But there was one point where DJ Horizon was like, I want everyone to take their phones out and turn their flashlight on. And I'm like, I'm not wasting my battery for this. I'll give you my voice, I'll give you my moves, but don't ask me for my battery.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you?
I didn't. I didn't. I was like, I'll do anything else. Don't touch my phone.
Yeah, you'll do everything, but you won't do that.
Yeah. What about you? Did you have any experiences this week that are worth mentioning?
Well, there's always stuff that's worth mentioning, but I don't want to give everything away on the podcast because there's a lot that happens in my personal life that I'm just not ready to share. But what I am ready to share, which is really, really exciting, I saw the film A Star is Born.
Ooh.
And like whatever I think about the film or don't think about the film, I'm just so super excited to have finally seen a common popular film in the moment when it's popular. Like I usually just never see the right things, or I see it too late, or I just don't know what everyone's talking about. And like this week I've been able to just talk to people like a gym or on the street or in an Uber pool, which also is a very popular modern young person thing about this film. And everyone's like, oh, I've seen it. What do you think? And I can have these like informal discussions.
That is amazing.
And, I don't really follow football, in Australian rules football. So I miss out on a lot of those really regular common folk discussions that I just crave to have as the Gemini that I am. So I've just been talking to about A Star is Born to anyone that will listen, and it seems like a lot of people listen to that. Like other themes that I love, I've spoken a lot about transgenerational trauma being an interest of mine. People don't really take the bait as much, but with Star is Born, which is also about trauma, for those who haven't seen it, I won't go into, I won't spoil it, but yeah, like, and it's been amazing. Like, I've been following Lady Gaga for a little while now, and I've been really familiar with how talented she is, and everyone's just been like, oh wow, Lady Gaga, what a surprise. And I'm like, it's not a surprise. Like, she's been amazing for a long time. But anyway, I'm happy to talk about this film with anyone who will listen. So please, if you see me on the street or if you're, see me on my couch, just like hit me up and have a chat to me about this film.
What a modern woman you are. Taking Uber pools, watching movies that are in the cinema. Like,
I feel really...
Where's this going to end? Are you going to be the first... Oh, no, you guys had already a female prime minister in Australia.
Yeah, it didn't go well. Spoiler alert.
Are you going to be the first female...
Uber pool driver?
I think also it's worth mentioning that if you're watching A Star is Born and you're wondering what star signs are the characters, my 2 cents here is that the guy Jackson is an Aquarius, hence the addiction, hence the charisma, hence just being so fucking sexy and detached. And Lady Gaga, what's her character's name? Allie, the all-American girl, Allie.
Pretty sure the character's name is Lady Gaga.
It's also, Allie is also the character name, if I'm correct, from Burlesque, from Christina Aguilera's character about a singer that's like trying to make it work.
Oh, wow.
The only difference is that Allie, Burlesque Allie is like a Leo. She's like, I'm gonna fucking rule the world, and she always rebels against people that tell her no. And Allie, Pisces Allie from A Star is Born, is a person who already gave up on themselves and like singing other people's music and very deep in everything she does. Anyway, A Star is Born. Great movie. Go watch it. They're not sponsoring us, so we genuinely just think it's a great movie.
Look, yeah, it impacted me. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
But also something that's happening right now is, as we know, Scorpio season. I made a little list of Scorpionic behaviors by celebrities. It's on our Instagram highlights if you want to check it out. But I thought I'll share a few because I think it's really cool to see how Scorpios are just crazy in their behavior.
If anyone out there has also been feeling a bit crazy during Scorpio season, there's a lot of evidence, hardcore evidence, to suggest that, that's a real thing. And yeah, I can talk a lot about that. But yeah, tell us what's going on with the Scorpios. What are they doing?
So I think a few good examples would be, firstly, Drake. Drake is the most Scorpio that ever lived. Just like Kim Kardashian is the most Libra that ever lived, Drake is the Scorpio. His merch for his tour is literally shirts that say revenge on them.
Doesn't he have an album called Scorpio?
Yeah, his last album is called Scorpion, in which he also has so many lines that are so Scorpionic. He's on one of these songs, he revealed that he has a child that no one knew about. Yes. So it's just so cryptic and, so petty. Like, you cross him.
He kind of tries to make himself out like the good boy of R&B. And like, I'm this good guy and I'm so nice to all these women. But like, I don't think he's as nice as he presents.
I don't know. He's a good Jewish boy. If you want to Google Drake's mom, and she's like the most Jewish woman ever. And he also has this like crazy Jewish boy relationship with his mom.
That's fucked up.
Last year he came to Melbourne. I went to his concert, and he was retelling a conversation that he had with his mom on the phone. And instead of swearing, he said like a different word you say instead of swearing, because like he can't swear next to his mom. Yeah, Drake. And another person that's very Scorpio is P. Diddy. So he used to have this reality show on MTV, and one episode someone pissed him off, and he punished them to walk from Manhattan to Brooklyn to get him a slice of cheesecake and come back. Literally walk by foot.
For cheesecake.
Yeah, which is also like, we always talk about how Scorpios love their revenge. A beautiful other Scorpio is Kris Jenner.
Oh, yeah.
And she plenty of times complained to be exhausted from having too much sex.
It's so true.
But even the way she like orchestrate her family if you cross her family, she'll take you down. She's like, she doesn't play games and she rules kind of like everyone around her, which I really admire and appreciate.
Wow. Sex, revenge, and fear. That's pretty much
Scorpio.
Sums up that star sign.
And the last person is Bill Gates, not leaving money for his children so they can really discover who they are. He said, I'm not going to leave, in my will, I'm not going to leave money to my kids.
How gypped would you be if you're Bill Gates' child and you're just like, Dad, can I have like $50 to go see A Star Is Born? And he's like, nah,
no.
go work in the factory for a bit.
Oh my God.
Go and create some IT software and we'll try and buy you out. And so you don't have any money anyway. Well, I feel like he's very generous in other ways.
Yeah, he's going to leave all his money to charity, but not to his own children because they need to learn the hard way.
So full on. Wow, Scorpios. Anyway, we love you, Scorpios.
We do.
But yeah, there's that fear factor that always plays into those relationships.
And the Scorpio that I was seeing earlier this year and I took a selfie. I literally spent 30 minutes to create this perfect selfie to send him. I'm not like exaggerating. I was literally in my room for 30 minutes trying to get the right angle,
There's
right
not
lighting.
One person that would know you and would not be surprised by that.
And I just sent it to him and his response was the winky tongues out emoji. Which is like, first of all, the most, I never understand what it means. And also,
I hate that one.
Yeah, like how 30 minutes of work turn into one emoji? That's like crazy. Scorpios, you're crazy.
You're so crazy.
So another thing that we did this week on our Instagram was a little activity with our followers, and we asked them to share what their fears are. And that's also in honor of Scorpio month and the deepest fears and transformations that we have. It was really beautiful to see their response. Like there were hundreds and hundreds of answers and people really opened up, and it was a bit overwhelming, to be honest, to just be exposed to all of these fears while having my own 10,000 demons.
I think though what I learned from this little exercise is that, you know, it sounds cliched, but we are all the same and we do all fear the same neurotic, fucked up stuff, and we're worried that people won't love us or we're not good enough. So
Definitely.
It's amazing.
And we tried to kind of sum it up and find a common thread in most star signs' fears and what were the signs fearing the most. And we would like to share it with you and maybe see if you can find yourself in it.
Okay, so here's one which is from a luscious Leo. So this person's written in saying, I'm a Leo and my biggest fear is never finding love.
So basically, Leos, it's a very common fear for you guys. And it really came a lot from other Leos as well, because Leos are ruled by the sun and they literally fulfill themselves by loving and being loved. So not surprising. Another one.
So Pisces has written into us saying their biggest fear is spiders and the dark. And this is obviously very appropriate for a Pisces because they fear like tiny, insignificant things because their souls are basically attached to every living creature in this world. So all the vegan Pisces out there, all the Pisces that don't know that they're a vegan, but they secretly are a closeted vegan, makes sense. Like, I feel for them because spiders and bugs, like, it's a common experience whilst, you know, walking down the street. So, yeah, if you see a Pisces anywhere, maybe just give them a little consensual hug.
Definitely.
Because they really need it.
Virgos, a lot of Virgos wrote failure, which is...
never meeting that mark.
And it's so sad because everyone makes fun of Virgos for, like, you know, everyone's saying, oh, Virgo, OCD, Virgo, but...
I'm pretty sure that's just us, what we say about them.
But even if you go on the internet, like all the memes...
internet.
And the internet is a reliable source. And
if you're not aware of what the internet is, just write in. I'm happy to give a 5-minute discussion.
But also, someone told me, or maybe I read it also on the internet, that Wikipedia is more reliable than encyclopedias because it keeps being reviewed all the time and adjusted all the time. So I don't know. I trust the internet, especially when it comes to little spots I have on my skin or, you know. So Virgos are super critical. The symbol of the Virgin means purity. It means perfection, unattainable perfection that That's why they're so critical. But they're also ruled by Mercury, and they're also an earth sign. So they have so much to give and to nurture. And that is so important.